Hello, okay. Today we're gonna change the vibe of the training. Yesterday was a bit more punchy. We're doing abs, we were going for endurance, we're doing push-ups. Today, again, for the sake of flow work and movement, today we're gonna go into something a bit more relaxation oriented. So we're gonna go for gentle stretches. And my intention here is not at all to work on mobility. We could talk for a long time, and there is people out there who are way more knowledgeable than I am about stretching. But the little I know, holding passively a stretch is not the best way to get flexible as an adult. The goal is more to relax into it and, to take some time for yourself and shed away the stress of your day. We're gonna go into 4 different moves and transition from one to the other. So we could call them positions. This would be the same logic as yoga. You go for a transition as some forms of yoga. You go from one position to the other. We're gonna bring our attention as well a lot on the transitions from one movement to the other, which is the essence of flow work. This is not yoga, guys, so don't start throwing rocks at me. I don't claim to know anything about yoga. I'm just making a comparison between what I've seen in classes, in yoga classes myself, and what this is, okay? We're gonna go, we're gonna have 4 different moves, and again, I want you to start building bridges between what we've seen before, earlier this week, and this practice. Not gonna sweat much, but we're gonna relax into it. So in terms of music, you may wanna have some form of background music. My advice is the following. It's actually the advice I give sometimes to my students. If you are a complete addict and you always have music in your ears, in your car, on your bike, when you work, when you come back home, when you cook, then I would advise you to actually do it silently if you can manage to find a silent space in your home, which might not be the case. But if you have the luxury, do it. Just listen to your breath, and that will teach you a lot. Listen to the sound of your hands and feet sliding on the floor, and that will teach you a lot in terms of your movement quality and your relationship with the floor. If, on the other hand, you just need to disconnect and switch off the brain, then please, by all means, put your favorite song, something relaxing, something that can last between 5 and 15 minutes, and roll with it. All right, we're gonna start in a 1990. By now, you should know what it is. If you don't, please come back to the videos I've shot this week, and they're publicly available in the channel. From this position here, we're just gonna extend both hands. So my knees are facing here. I'm gonna extend both hands in front of me. And I'm gonna work with my breath. So I'm gonna try to inhale and exhale twice or 3 times each position, but you can hold it longer. I'm gonna try to bring my hands a bit further away from my knee and to bring my shoulder blades together to flatten that back, waking up the muscles around my front hip. From that position, I'm gonna bring my elbows down. I'm gonna slide the front foot back, ending up with both hips towards the floor. My belly is towards the floor, and I swap. So I lift the hip of that leg to slide the other leg in to end up in that position. So pretty much the same. From here, we're gonna push on the back foot and bring our pelvis over that leg in kind of a pigeon stretch. Trying to, you can change the arm position depending on how deep you want your stretch to be. And again, we inhale and exhale. We can play with the angle of the front foot as well, the front leg. And from here, look, my knees are pointing this way. I'm gonna bring my bum towards my front knee. Here, very softly. I'm gonna perform a fetus roll that we've seen. And I'm gonna come back up here, opening the legs as we've done before. From here, one hand down, I'm gonna push on that hand on both feet, reach for the ceiling with this hand here, try to hold that for a couple of seconds, come back down, And from here, I'm gonna perform the dive, sliding both feet down, ending on my belly. I'm gonna push on both hands and hold this stretch for a few seconds. My goal here is not to target the lower back. I want to feel a nice stretch around my mid back. So if you find yourself really like a bit sore around the lower back, then just try to reduce the arch there and to bring your shoulder blades together. You want to be feeling something around the mid back. From here, we're gonna slide gracefully on our side, go on our back, and come back up one last time. From here, we just swap sides and end up in our initial position, only with the pelvis facing the other side. So I'm gonna try to go a bit deeper this time. Every cycle, I can try to hold it a bit longer as well. Forearms down. Swap. Roll. And up. Down on your belly. Up. Down. And come back up. And if, like me, you are constrained by space here, then just swap side one more time and perform it there. You're gonna travel back to where you started. Et voila. So again, feel free to hold it longer, to go for more cycles, to adapt it to what you already know, to add more moves, to add more stretches. It's just a nice routine that will allow you to go from one position to the other. Again, if you paid attention, I'm not crashing on the floor ever with any limb. So I really want you to think that there should be no drop in the way you approach the floor. You shouldn't drop an elbow, you shouldn't drop a shoulder, you shouldn't drop anything. You are giving a massage to that floor, and that's very important. And then you can include stretches in the same way, and that's how I perceive Floorwork. Floorwork, you can use it as we did yesterday in a strength and conditioning context or in a stretching context, and the same concepts will apply. So that was a bit of a change. I hope you enjoyed it. I may take a break tomorrow, just because I need to work on a few things and to take a break from others. We will come back on Monday. And again, if you have any comments or suggestions, please let me know. I hope you are staying sane. I hope you are staying sound. Talk to you soon.